Hello, TOEFL students. So far, we have learned 10 skills for TOEFL structure, questions 1 through 15. So today, we're going to review those skills. Skill 1 is that a subject and a verb make a clause. Remember, you only need a connector if you have 2 or more clauses. Skill 2 is that objects of the preposition cannot be subjects. Skill 3 is about present participles. Present participles are those ing words, and they can be a verb or an adjective. If you see a be verb in front of the present participle, then it's a verb. If you do not see a be verb in front of the present participle, then it is an adjective. Skill 4 are about past participles, and past participles can also be a verb or an adjective. Skill 5 are the coordinate connectors. These connectors can connect 2 clauses or other structures, like 2 nouns or 2 adjectives. Skill 6 are the adverb clause connectors. Skill 7 are noun clause connectors, and Skill 8 are noun clause connector subjects. Remember, for Skill 8, these words can be both the connector and the subject in the sentence. Then Skill 9 is adjective clause connectors, and Skill 10 are adjective clause connector subjects. Once again, these can be both the connector and the subject of a sentence. For these skills, the ones about connectors, you really want to memorize what connectors are used for each, so that you can identify the connector on the exam. We also learned 10 skills for the written expression part of the exam. Skill 11 is subject and verb agreements after prepositional phrases. Sometimes a prepositional phrase comes in between the subject and the verb, but your verb still needs to agree with the subject, not with the object of the preposition. Skill 12 is subject and verb agreement after expressions of quantity. When you have an expression of quantity and then of the and a noun, your verb needs to agree with that noun. Skill 13 is subject and verb agreement after certain words. Certain words are grammatically singular, and so they always need a singular verb. Skill 14 and 15 are about parallel structure. Parallel structure is when you use the same grammatical structure. And you need parallel structure for coordinate conjunctions, paired conjunctions, comparatives and superlatives, and in lists. Skill 16 is past participles after the verb have. When you see the verb have in any of its forms, the verb right after needs to be a past participle. Skill 17 is present participles or past participles after the verb be. When you have the verb be and then another verb after it, the second verb needs to be a present participle or a past participle. Skill 18 is base form verbs after modals. When you have a modal verb, the next verb needs to be in its base form. Skill 19 and 20 are about nouns. Skill 19 is about singular and plural nouns. Certain expressions and key words tell you if a sentence needs a singular noun or if it needs a plural noun. So keep an eye out for those key words. And then Skill 20 is about countable and uncountable nouns. Certain expressions are only used with countable nouns, and others are only used with uncountable nouns. So you have to look out for those expressions to tell you if a sentence needs a countable or uncountable noun. Okay, let's look at some examples. Today's activity has structure questions and written expression questions. So first, let's review the structure strategies. These are the strategies for structure questions 1 through 15. Don't look at the answers right away. Identify the subjects and verbs first. Remember, objects of prepositions cannot be subjects. What are objects of prepositions? They're the first noun after a preposition. Prepositions are words like on, to, or with. Also, you should remember the word order: connector, subject, verb, object. Think about how many clauses there are. If you have one clause, you do not have connectors. If you have two clauses, then you have one connector. Think about reduced adjective clauses. Identify what is missing in the sentence and use this information to eliminate the obviously wrong answers. Number 1. First, let's find the subjects, verbs, and any connectors. We see a connector here, and then a subject, it, and a verb, occurs. So, because there's the connector, we know that our sentence must have two clauses. So we need another subject and another verb. Let's look at the answers and eliminate obviously wrong answers. Apple has no verb, and cat also has no verb. Dog has a subject and a verb, but it also has a connector. We do not need a connector, so that is not the answer. Therefore, our answer is boy. These are the strategies for written expression. On the written expression part of the TOEFL test, you should read the complete sentence, identify any subjects and verbs, and then check all of these things. These are the most common errors on the written expression part of the TOEFL test. Number 4. A single protein molecule may being composed of tens of thousands of atoms. There's a subject, a single protein molecule, and then a verb, may being composed. Look, may is a modal verb. Remember Skill 18. After modal verbs, we have the base form of a verb. But here, this is not base form, this is a present participle. So our answer is boy. This verb should be in base form. Number 5. Less plants grow in the poor taiga soils beneath the trees. There's a subject, plants, and a verb, grow. And look, this word less, we know is used with uncountable nouns. But our noun here, plants, is countable. We know plants is countable because it's plural. So, our answer is apple. The answer should be fewer. Fewer can be used with countable nouns, and we have a countable noun. Your assignment for today is to finish the rest of the questions. There are both structure and written expression questions. Try to think about skills 1 through 20 while you finish these questions. As always, if you need help or you have any questions, you can send me a message and I will help you. Good luck!